Okay, well, with that, we could go ahead and start with our next presentation. And this is our last presentation of the day. We've learned so much information about working for King County today. So now what we'd like to do with our insider panel is to meet some new employees with King County, right? And ask them to tell us how they got hired on, right? Tell us their story, why they decided to apply for King County, and maybe give us some clues about what they feel made them the most successful candidate, right? Was it prior work experience? Was it a certificate? Was it a training program? Did they, take a college class? So we can ask them. And each of the people on our insider panel is in different positions within King County. So our first presenter is Liberty Gradwell with King County Parks. She is a park specialist too. And so she's going to explain her role. And then our next is with elections. That's Cole Jackson. And then our third presenter is Sam Moore from the Regional Animal Services of King County. So thank you, all three of you, for being here today. I'm super excited, and I'm going to turn it over to my teammate in putting together our job launch programming, Justin Cox, who also works for King County, and Justin is going to lead our insider panel.
All right.
Justin, are you ready for us? All right, we might have caught Justin unaware, but we'll go ahead and start. Liberty, tell us about your job in parks.
I'd be happy to. Hi, Jody. Hi, everybody. Hi. Sorry, I don't have a camera, so I'm just have to do this just by voice, but
no worries.
Hopefully we'll see your faces someday. Yes. Yeah, my name is Liberty, and I am currently a PS2, which means Park Specialist Stage 2, which basically I started as a seasonal worker, which is a Park Specialist 1, which I just found kind of looking for a career change. I had come from kind of working in the service industry and wanted to do something. I always loved being outdoors and the gardening and doing that sort of stuff, and also liked working with people. So I thought it would be a good kind of mashup with customer service, working outdoors, and kind of a healthier lifestyle too. So I found the opportunity for the King County seasonal position, applied, and started my first season 5 years ago, I believe. And I really enjoyed it. Of course, the seasonal workers only work from April until fall, so I had never worked a winter, so this is my first winter I've worked, and that's been an interesting change, just with the dark mornings and the weather, but it brings a whole nother kind of experience that I hadn't done during the summers, with working with a lot of down trees and doing a lot more chainsaw work and working with a lot more power tools and stuff. But like I said, when I started as a seasonal, I really enjoyed it, and enjoyed the people I worked with, and I really found that I took pride in making the parks nice and safe for park users to enjoy. White Center area has some challenges with sometimes some dangerous and some a little bit scary stuff you deal with, but all in all, I enjoy it because I like knowing that I'm making the park a place for people to enjoy that want to use it for the right reasons. Yeah, and it's a very physical job, so you kind of have to be ready to sweat, and also not be afraid to get dirty, because that's a lot of the stuff that we do. We get dirty. You're not going to wear your nice new sneakers, you know what I mean? You're going to want to be safe and have all the right gear on and everything. But no, I think kind of my path was, I knew I wanted to eventually get full-time. And since I didn't have too much experience coming in, what I ended up doing was just every season just made a point of constantly asking questions. If there was anything I could learn from somebody, I made sure to ask them to teach me, and really just get in there and learn stuff, and trial by error, you know what I mean? And just, I think that was the best thing for me. And also building those relationships with people. And so my boss, who is now retired, Scott, every season he would call me and want me to come back. So that felt good. And knowing that he valued me for that reason. And yeah, so now I'm officially through by probation. So I'm an official PS2 now.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Liberty.
thank you. Yeah, that's about sums it up, unless there's any questions or anything.
Yeah. Teens, anyone have any questions for Liberty about working in parks maintenance? Well, thank you, Liberty.
No problem.
Would you please stay around in case we have any questions in the chat?
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful, thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right, welcome, Cole.
Howdy, y'all. How's it going? My name's
Cool.
Cole Jackson.
Yes.
I use he, him pronouns, and I currently work at King County Elections, where I'm the ballot collection lead. So me and my supervisor, Steve, basically run the ballot Dropbox program, what Jeremy mentioned in his presentation. We hire drivers to go around the county, drive around, pick up ballots every single day for about 2.5 weeks before the election. And a variety of tasks during and after the election as well. This is my first job with King County. I've had a lot of fun here for what's it been, about 1.5 years, almost 2 years and a few months, which is really, really exciting. I've had kind of a winding path through the job world. I've worked a lot of temporary jobs. I originally started out in the natural resources field, where I worked doing some fisheries biology, which was a really, really awesome job. But I knew I wanted to come back to the city and do something in kind of the city here in Seattle. So I ended up transitioning to work at Pacific Science Center, where I supervised some teams there and did some teaching. I've bounced around, done some restaurant jobs as well, at a few different restaurants in Seattle, done some weird, random temporary jobs, just to kind of fill in the gaps and make sure I can pay rent. And yeah, it was really nice finding this position here at King County for a little bit more stability, and a little more opportunities for growth. I would definitely recommend, my greatest pieces of advice are, talk to as many people as you can, meet as many people as you can, whether or not they're in your industry or not. You can always find some through lines of, someone who knows someone who can give you a recommendation somewhere else, if you're building good quality relationships and showing that you care. And then pick up any extra opportunities you can. I think one of the main reasons I was hired on for this job was because like 4 or 5 years ago, I picked up an extra opportunity at a job that I had where they wanted to do some, process changes and some coding in a specific program. And that happened to be the program that we use here in elections. And, if I'd let someone else take that opportunity, I might not have that experience. So that was a really rewarding thing for me to just kind of continue building my skills. My other piece of advice is, be flexible, be open to other opportunities. I think sometimes we get, siloed into like what our career is. And as someone who's worked 8-9 jobs in the last 5 years, I think a lot of experience is transferable, and you can really explain a lot of your skills in a lot of different ways. So I would say don't turn opportunities down, be flexible, and yeah, just take things day by day. Working for elections has been an awesome experience. By no means, when I started this job, was I an elections expert. I really didn't know anything about elections until I, got into the job and got into the nitty-gritty of it. And it's been a great experience to learn, and has provided me a lot of other skills as well. So I would highly recommend working for the county and being involved in this ecosystem if you get a chance. Jeremy also mentioned this, foot in the door is super important and really, really helpful here as well. So even if you pick up something temporary, just for a few months, it shows that you've been in the system, you've learned the ecosystem, and you have some familiarity there. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell in my working life, just bouncing around doing a lot of different things. So that's what I've got.
Thank you, Cole. Can you tell us, since you've been on with King County, have there been training opportunities that you've been able to take advantage of, or are there career growth opportunities that you've seen within King County or elections?
Yeah, most definitely. That's actually something that I love about the county is there's like constant opportunities to do professional development or growth. I've taken some courses on leadership because I lead that team during election times of, how to be a more steadfast leader or bring people into your circle. I've also done some technical trainings as well with our GIS program. And yeah, anecdotally, like one of the most important stories I can tell is we hired on a temporary worker, I think 2 or 3 elections ago. He worked 2 elections with us, really loved it, put some good time in, and applied for a permanent job, and he got hired on just a few weeks ago, permanent, for the county. So those things can happen pretty fast if you want them to.
Thank you, Cole. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now I'd like to introduce or reintroduce Sam Moore from the Regional Animal Services of King County. Sam, would you share your journey with starting with King County with Regional Animal Services?
Yeah, so I've been at King County for a little over a year now. I recently just got promoted to corporal, which is a lot of fun. But as far as my experience on how I got here, I am originally from the East Coast, so I come from South Carolina. So if y'all hear me say y'all a lot, I do apologize. But basically, I know there were some questions earlier about how to get into this field and college and all of that. And especially those of you that are under 18, a lot of what I did under 18 is I worked in the restaurant industry to help build those communication skills, those problem solvings. And then also I worked in retail. I did administrative work for, Terminex, car dealerships, all sorts of stuff. So just getting that problem solving, communication down, customer service, that's going to help you no matter where you go. But especially in any type of enforcement like animal control, you have to be able to have those good communication skills with the citizens and the public. So that's kind of how I got my start prior to 18. After 18, I just volunteered a lot at first. I had my own personal experience working with livestock, horses, pigs, donkeys, all the temperamental animals, pretty much. So that was my personal experience. I do not have a college degree, but since coming to King County, I've been given a whole lot of opportunities to attend trainings. I've completed several trainings through the Criminal Justice Training Academy. I've also completed trainings through King County itself. They put on a lot of trainings, whether it's online, in person. So I've done a lot of those, especially in leadership. And on my own time, I've also done leadership courses through Michigan State. They have great continuing education programs. So if you don't have a college degree, you can still get something from a college. It might just be a 4-week course, but it looks great on your resume and it teaches you the skills that you need. So definitely look into that as well. So yeah, and if you want to have a great time with animals, then, come on over.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
Does anyone have any questions for any of our speakers? Liberty, Cole, or Sam? Well, thank you all for your time today. Thank you for sharing your story with the teens. I think we've realized today that there are many different ways to start with King County, and that there are opportunities to provide us some of that initial experience for us to start working towards our career goals. So thank you, everyone.